2, 3. We love you, John. So what's new? These are a few of my favorite things. Puppy tails, whatever, I don't know. Hey, welcome to another live stream broadcast coming to you on a Wednesday now. We had to change it up because Wes is going surfing.
No.
No.
Not.
Oops, your camera's not working. But anyway, we had to change it up. He's going to be filming the surfing contest. Is that right, Wes? Something like that?
Yeah, I'll be, yep. part of the live broadcast crew at the surf competition.
And does that show on ESPN or where's it show?
No, it's just on YouTube.
Okay, cool.
World Surf League.
Aha.
WSL.com.
Okay, we've got a great show for you today. We've got a special guest coming over. His name is Wolf Marshall, and he is going to be at our camp, and I think most of you know who Wolf is.
Woof.
Wolf?
Are you one of those people that can't say wolf?
Wolf.
Wolf. Woof. Woof.
Woof. Buck. Woof.
But yeah, anyway, Wolf standing by. He's going to join us in about an hour or so.
Yep. Yeah.
If you don't know who he is, he's a stellar guitar player and a great teacher. Been teaching forever, so...
Yeah, doing articles and transcriptions of everybody's solos and stuff. So he's quite the authority on all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting to talk to him, as well as getting ready for the Jazz Fest. And he's going to enlighten us on what he's going to be doing. So anyway, also we're going to be showcasing this guitar today. This is an Eagle Classic from Heritage. Brand spanking new, just got it all set up and playing nice. And this is basically an L7, if you will, which is like an L5 without the appointments. So
Right.
So it's a great guitar. We'll talk more about it a little bit later.
Yeah, and then you've got some other guitars that you've gotten lately, right?
Yes. Funny you should mention that, Wes. I got up here, this is that 575, and I'm going to play that in a minute. And that thing is just beautiful. Sounds great. I also got a Johnny Smith, Ibanez Johnny Smith coming in. Well, it's already in. I need to work on it a little bit. And so that's going to be cool.
Yeah, so all these guitars, if you guys are wanting to check it out, they're all here on guitarcollege.com/for sale, including this Eagle Classic. So we just added that one a little while ago. So
yep.
You can see a bunch of pictures, check out the price. $52.99 is what it says, but we can probably get you a deal. So make sure to call us. Numbers everywhere on this page. So yeah, guitarcollege.com/for sale. Yeah, and we got quite a few guitars on here. However, one did sell, right?
Yeah, the 550.
Yeah, the Heritage 550. I thought I added sold to this, but I didn't. But this one has been sold, which this was a killer deal. So I'm not surprised that it went so fast. But
I know, yeah.
But yeah.
Should have kept it, huh?
Yeah, you should have, definitely.
Yeah.
So
that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, so that's the deal there. So go to guitarcollege.com/for sale and check out our inventory. Gonna be unloading them quick.
Yeah.
Everyone's in a buying mood.
Yeah, they are. Now that we know who the president is, everybody, there's no uncertainty of what the heck's going to happen. We know what's going to happen. So the purse strings are opening up. All right, anyway.
And by the way, all of the guitars that you're going to see here today are all strung with his custom gauge strings. And if you want those, you can get those at guitarcollege.net/strings.html. But yeah, there's info. So every guitar that you see today is going to have these same strings on it. So
yep.
We want to get this out of the way earlier. But yeah, people are buying up these strings all the time, man. People love these strings. So if you guys want to try them, tell what's so special about them?
Well, they're just a mixed gauge with a heavy top, skinny bottom. Very easy to play, very balanced. So you get a nice fat tone on the high end, but on the bottom end, it doesn't wear your hand out. So that's the deal. So anyway, that's the deal with those strings. So
Awesome.
so gosh, Wes, we got a lot of people here already. Lachlan, there's Lach.
Yeah, we do.
Hey, Lach.
Let's see. We got Kalamazoo is on here. Hey, I haven't seen that name before. Eddie Davis over in Rio
Hey,
Vista. Eddie bought a ticket to the Jazz Guitar Fest, I believe, this morning. So you're coming, Eddie. We're stoked to see you, buddy. John Burkhart in the Black Hills of South Dakota. Hopefully it's not too cold up there. Gordon's here. Birmingham, a cool 9 degrees Celsius. But this show always warms things up. Awesome. Hey, Don Spain in the house, Leavenworth, Kansas. How's it going, Don? Good to see you, man. Greetings from Big Steve in Olympia, Mark Larkins. No, the show is not on Wednesday, Mark. It is this week, but next week we'll be back to Thursday. Michael McMurray from McKinney, Texas. Lee Shell in the wilds of King City, California. Wild
Right.
spot up there in King City.
I played there before.
David Bronson in the Utah Mountains. How's it going, David? Good to see you. Richard Jenkins over in Albert Lee, Minnesota.
No way.
That's your hometown.
Oh,
Yep.
it's a great place to. It's a blue zone, isn't it? It's a blue zone now, which means people are really taking care of themselves and trying to live to 100. So, getting a lot of exercise and all that good stuff.
Yep. And then Lewis Taylor is in Chicago. We said hi to Lachlan. How's it going, Lachlan? Mark Harris in Colorado. How's it going, Marco? Good to see you. Adrian Lee and Paolo and Spadaro in Italy. Andrew in New Jersey. Tom in Connecticut.
Thanks, guys.
Got a ton of people here. Richard Bishop. What's going on, Richard? It's been a while. Ray Biernet says, do you ever play or feature a MIDI guitars?
No. Flat out no. I'd like to. I'd like to do that. I don't have one. Never. I did have an attachment once for an Ibanez, and it was it was like oversensitive, you know what I mean? And I could never actually record with it or anything like that. So it worked good live. It worked pretty cool live. But when it came down to actually recording with it and note input into Sibelius, it didn't work worth a darn for me. That doesn't mean it doesn't work great. That was 30 years ago. They've made some improvements.
Sure. And then real quickly here, Don Boudreau in Maine. Hey, Don. RB
Don.
Momin. You're in Tahiti, right? RB, you were going to...
Tahiti.
Yeah, he was the one that wanted to get your George Benson, but you lagged on him. I'm going to bring that up every
Tahiti.
time.
You know, our cousin wants us to go on a cruise to Tahiti.
Oh, sounds like an awful thing to do. Why would you want to do that? It's terrible.
Yeah.
Robert Goldsmith in Las Vegas. How's it going, Robert? Funky Dead Fish. Jimmy Williams in West Virginia, just outside of Pittsburgh. What's up, buddy? Joe Gibson in Lititz, Pennsylvania. Hans Friesen, St. Augustine, Germany. How's it going?
Wow. Nice to have you. Thank you.
Daniel says the new Fishman MIDI units look pretty fun. So maybe I'll have to look
I
into
think
that.
a lot of those can transfer sound to MIDI as opposed to just going through with the strings, so you can use any guitar. I don't know if that's true or not, but I've heard of things that can do that.
And then Byron Fraser asks, how often do you adjust your guitars?
About every other time I play it, you know, it sometimes it goes out, you know, the top. For instance, The top raises and lowers with humidity. But, so I'll adjust it, It's not a big deal to adjust it. I don't usually adjust the neck. You check the neck and you're good. But the top goes up and down. So you got these little thumb screws, so you might lower it or raise it, depending on where you want. So anyway, that's the name of that song.
Awesome. And then, yeah, guys, also, if you haven't gotten the free lessons that we got, just want to point you guys to that direction here. We got three free lessons up for grabs for you guys right now. If you go to guitarcollege.com/free lesson, you'll have those three to choose from. It's the Dirty Dozen. You can get one of the Dirty Dozen. We have the Stacked Fourth Secret one on YouTube, but you need the special link, and then a free Christmas lesson, swinging Jingle Bells tune that you can play along with. That's pretty cool. So just want to make sure you guys got that. Go to guitarcollege.com/free lesson. There's a link in the description. So, and also, like and subscribe to our channel.
Please.
If you guys don't already, please do. Just in case, things like today, we're on a different day, so you'll be up to speed. We send out emails as well, so like and subscribe if you like the show. We'd appreciate it. Also, make sure you say hi to us in the chat, and go get those free lessons.
Yes, please. I noticed somebody asked me if I'm going to be at the NAMM show. Undecided yet. You're the second person to ask in 2 days. So maybe, maybe not. I don't want to get sick. Get anthrax. That place is a super spreader. But anyway,
wow,
it's fun to see old friends and make new ones and all that good stuff. Let's talk about this guitar.
Do you want to talk about maybe some of the other guitars that you've got coming?
I already did. I said we have a Ibanez, Johnny Smith, blonde coming in.
Right.
That's it.
Well, you have a Howard Roberts Fusion that you're working on as well. You have a Super 400 that's getting worked on.
True.
Don't you want to sell these guitars, or is it just me that wants to sell these guitars for you?
Well, I want them to be right before we sell them. So
right.
I'm still working on them, and
Well, we can get them on people's radars. So, there's probably a guy on this thing that's been looking for a Super 400, and if you tell him, if you put the word out about it,
it's a 68.
He might hear about it, and they might be like, oh, wow, I want to hear about Rich's. I want to give him a call. I want to buy this guitar. Imagine that. Imagine what just getting the word out about stuff would do for sales, But
true. Okay, so I got it. It's a 66, and it had I had to reset the neck on it, have that done, and had to redo redid the pickup covers, and because it gassed off, got a new pick guard, so she's almost ready to be seen to make her appearance, maybe next week. The Howard Roberts, I'm going to string it up with some kind of strings you can bend. And so we'll do a thing about the Howard Roberts as more of a versatile guitar and not so much just a jazz guitar. What was the other one you mentioned? God, I tell you, that X50 is a sweet little guitar. I don't know why nobody's picked that up. And then... what else? That George Benson on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guitar is sweet.
Yeah.
P90s, upgraded to modern P90s.
Yeah, so lots of guitars for sale, guys. If you guys want something,
Christmas time.
Been looking at something. This GB10 is on here. It's super slick. So go on here, check them out, and we're gonna be getting. We also have a that D'Angelico Soho that we're going to be adding to this list here as well. So there's a lot of inventory here. So you guys, if you're looking for something for Christmas, then that's the place to go.
If you want to be Santa Claus to yourself. Yeah.
I need to buy some new equipment back here, like a mic stand that actually
Yeah, that mic
mic
stand of yours is like it as a balancing act.
Yep, that's not great.
Okay.
Plus, this mic, there's just like a weird hum to this because it's constantly moving. I don't know.
What is that noise? Yeah, I don't know.
That's your fan, right?
I don't have a fan on.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, it's
What is it?
it's my mic picking up my laptop fan that's
Okay.
on here. Yeah, so I need to get a new mic set up back here.
Should you own more guitars than you have fingers? Well, maybe. You know, with me, I've been playing the Birdland scale lately, and so going to this scale length it was like, oh, geez. But so I like different scale lengths at times, you know. So anyway, but that's one consideration. And of course, you got to have a Strat, a Tele, a Jazz Box, a 335, all of the above, and then one more. You know, I like this. I played a newish American Eagle. Now, are they talking about Heritage Eagle? Back to back with a 90s L5 a month ago. American Eagle was vivid and versatile, but the L5 was buttery and felt more sorted from note to note. We're going to compare it with my L5 there in a few minutes. So you can hear it yourself. Difference in price is about double, you know, so. Let's talk about this. Ready?
All right, yeah.
Ready? Okay. So it took a while to get this. I swear to God, I ordered this maybe a year and a half ago. And I think what the factory is doing is they'll set their mind to one guitar, you know, or certain part of the factory, and they'll make a bunch of 575s. And then they'll start making some Eagle classics. Now, they don't make the Golden Eagle anymore. They don't make the 550. They don't make the Kenny Burrell. So there's a lot of them they don't make anymore. They want to just focus on getting the one right and just really zoning in on it. Okay, so this guitar is 17-inch. It's got the fingered tailpiece, which I like. I like to have that because I like to put more pressure on these strings, on the lower strings, and easing up the pressure on the top strings. And then it really makes the guitar feel balanced. Now, it's a solid top, and it's a pretty thick top. I still have the pickup cover things on, the little piece of vinyl. I don't want to mess it up. And on that as well. So they've really nailed down this sunburst finish. It's beautiful, isn't it? So you have tone controls there and volume. This particular one has a ebony bridge. Notice there's no fret markers, so people think you know what you're doing, but they're on the side, so you can still see where you're going. It's got a kind of an oversized headstock. It gives it a lot of sustain, and it's a solid sides. And now the back might be laminate. Okay, I'll have to look that up, but it looks to me like it is. But the sides are solid. I could be wrong, and usually am. And so here we have a 5-piece neck, And I love this neck. This neck just feels so nice. 1 3/4 inch nut width. The neck is super stable. I had to put the strap button on. They don't come with the strap button.
How do you not know what the back is?
Well, I thought it was, usually it's a 2-piece maple. I thought it was anyways. Oh, it's hard to tell.
I mean, wouldn't they say it on their writing, whether the back's solid or laminate or not? I mean, it's...
Yeah, they would, yeah.
But
I didn't look it up. Hey, Gail, could you look it up? So it's got, here's the acoustic sound of it. So it's got quite a bit of acoustic presence.
can you strum something on it?
We're going down to the...
Or not strum, but play something other than just finger style. Like, people want to hear what it sounds like with a pick, I'm sure.
I don't want to strum too much. I don't want to scratch the pick guard.
Well, that's good. I mean, just give them some sort of idea other than the finger style. They're night and day difference when you're playing with a pick and playing with your fingers.
Anyway, yeah. So, by the way, this is mine. It looks just like it, except I have inlays in there, and so I can teach with it. And so they made that for me. That was very nice. I loved it. That thing. Do you remember I was playing at Puffers one time, and I was playing the 575, and you said it didn't really sound all that good, and then I brought this the Eagle Classic out, and you said that sounded great.
Right.
It's weird. I don't know why that happened, but it's just one of those things. Just one of those whacked out crazy things. So ebony fretboard, beautiful frets. Love the fret height. It's great. And binding on the headstock. It's single ply binding on the neck. I think we have triple here. So, some people, the L5 has, like 7-ply binding and all that, which is nice, but it's got more opportunity to get screwed up. So, anyway, 3-ply bindings, plenty enough. Aesthetically, it looks great. It's got this beautiful pickup or pick guard, ebony bound. So they put a lot of work into this guitar.
Daniel's wondering, does Heritage do upgrades on the Eagle, like inlays, colors, pickup options?
They used to. It used to be one big custom factory. You would dial in whatever you wanted. You had a brochure with about 20 different colors. Get whatever you want. They don't do that anymore. They have streamlined everything to their most popular items, and I just went with that. So, to answer your question, I don't think so. Now, they do advertise on their website, custom shop. There is a custom shop. I don't know. I've never dealt with them. I have no idea. From what I've heard from some people, it's rather expensive. So, I don't know. A student of mine got one of these. He lives in He's in Thailand, I think, is where he bought it there, and I think he bought it there. Anyway, he's from Switzerland, but he's living over there, and he bought it. Looks just like this. He loves it. Okay, Gail said Heritage doesn't say it's a solid body, but Sweetwater says it is. That's funny that Heritage wouldn't.
Yeah.
So anyway.
All right, cool. Do you want to play something for us on it?
Well,
we can compare
I
the
just did.
two? What, that opening song?
Yeah.
You know that was 30 minutes ago, right?
Yeah.
People might have kind of forgot what that... Do we have to do this every time? Like, really? Like, we have
do you want
to go through this?
Finger style or...
I just want something that might, like, give a good comparison between that one and the
Let me go back and play that one again, then. Come on. Ay.
Yeah, I mean, I want people to be able to get a good sense of which one sounds better, and I want you to play whatever would help us give that to the viewer.
Here we go.
All right, sweet.
Okay, so there it is. There it is, the Heritage Eagle Classic. You can't get this, like, it's a guitar of a lifetime. You know what I mean? You're going to use it forever. It's a great guitar. So, do you want to hear it compared to an L5?
Yeah. Yeah, and so you guys can go on here, read more about it, some specs. We got the price in there, $52.99, but we can probably do some student pricing deal on that. Plus, one cool thing about buying a guitar from us is that you get a 1-year subscription to the Guitar College library. So, I mean, you'll get stuff to work on with the Guitar College library, 600 instructional videos. There's like 200 songs on there. Huge selection of standards. Guitar College library. Jesus, man.
Yeah.
We need to buy some new stuff for in here. But anyway, go check it out online at guitarcollege.com/for sale. take a closer look. And yeah, it's a great guitar, and they're hard to get, especially a brand new one. Yeah, they're
There's
tough.
several.
They're tough to find.
They are, and they're. I want to say they're seasonal.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like they don't build them all the time or something.
Right. So
I was looking on Reverb. I guess there's quite a few on Reverb, but the deal is, shit. I set it up, and all that good stuff.
right. So that's one cool thing to consider too. Is you'll get a setup out of it as well, and you'll also get our custom strings, which are right here. They come on all the guitars as well, so definitely worth it, especially if you're buying something like a D'Angelico. We can offer you a pretty competitive price, but you also get a subscription to the library, and you'll get it set up, and it'll have the strings. So as opposed to just buying it from Sweetwater and getting it and then having to take it to get it set up if it plays like crap, which it very well could, coming straight from Sweetwater. Just that way.
There's a guy that has a local music store, and he complains all the time about Sweetwater. People buy these things from Sweetwater, they bring it to me, and now I got to set it up. He was kind of a funny guy.
Why would you complain about that? Wouldn't you be like, keep selling them, Sweetwater?
Because he'd rather sell it himself.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a 2013 Crimson L5, which means that as it goes down the line, it has a piece of red tape on it, and only certain luthiers work on it. So it is a beautiful red guitar. This is a bigger body depth, by the way.
Right. And the L5 is not for sale, by the way. This L5. You're not selling this, right?
No, probably not. No.
Well, everything's for sale if the price is right. I'll tell you that right now. So if you want an L5 and you got some money to throw down on it, I would give us a call for sure. So yeah, there you go. But we didn't talk about the weight of the last one. How is that? How is the weight of that? Someone was asking about that.
They're heavy, without a doubt. They are heavy. They've got 2 pickups on it. That's a couple pounds right there. So yeah, they're heavy.
Right.
They're not the heaviest guitar. They're not as heavy as the Les Paul, probably, but they're heavy. So I have a 347. That thing is heavy. Holy crap.
Yeah.
All right, so this is, set up about... The difference is, too, this has a pneumatic bridge, Gail says, call Gail to buy guitars. What? Gail? What? Told you before, honey. We'll sell them when we're old folks home. All right, let's try to play this again. Phew. There it is. I don't know. In my hands, they don't sound too much different, do they?
No, they're pretty close for sure. That's yeah. Yeah, they were very similar.
Yep, they are.
Which, yeah, I don't know. Which I could even say that Heritage pretty close. It might be the better one. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's a little darker. That's for sure.
Which one?
The Heritage.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Interesting. I think the Heritage is a little better in the price range. L5s are expensive, and for me, in the past, I've had, one a long time ago, 40 years ago. And you look at that guitar, any expensive guitar when you need money, income tax due, and you want to put a down payment on a house, and you look at that and you think, wow, maybe I don't need that guitar. But I love L5s. They're wonderful. Sure, they're great guitars. And I love the Eagle Classic, too. Pretty much the same thing. Somebody said, is this pick guard gassing off? It will. It's not right now gassing off. But this guitar is only 10 years old, so. What measurement would figure the pick up heights are on? Well, I don't know. They're about the same. I don't have an exact measurement of what the pickup height is. Okay, so
Eddie Davis asks here. That's a big guitar. Guys who play L5s are usually big guys. Wes and Bruce Foreman, both L5 players, are big guys. Don't you think a guitar needs to fit you? Heritage sounds better to my ears.
Yeah, that's true. But I've known a guy. He had a, it's like he was a little guy and he had a Super 400, and if you hold it like this across your body, it you can deal with it. If you're holding it like this, it's another story. So you got to know how to hold it. That's very true, Eddie. It would make sense. Like Don Dow that comes to camp, he's a big guy. And he loves Super 400s, so it kind of fits him too. So anyway, crazy, huh?
Yeah, Eddie says he's had 6 heritages and all of them were bargains.
Oh, really?
That's awesome. Did you O-ring those?
No.
PR Jones 88 says, what are your thoughts on the heritage pickups versus the L5? What are the difference?
I forget what they put in this. This is Seth Lovers. Oh, excuse me, Seth Lovers in the Heritage. This is the Gibson pickup. I don't know which one it is. What are they, 490s or something? But I figured they put the right pickup in for it, right? So
Right.
I don't question that. So I don't know.
If you had to pick one of those to play at a gig tonight, which one would you pick?
You know, I picked the Eagle.
Why is that?
Well, I think since it's a little smaller body, I've never had issues with feedback with that guitar. Even just it's just like a inch and a half or 3/4 of an inch or so. This guitar, I've taken the play and I have issues with it feeding back. So I would choose the Eagle.
Right.
Plus, when I slam it into the cymbal as we're playing, it's fitting. Then you're not crying.
Right.
Let's see. Highest priced Archtop guitar ever sold is the Gibson 1964 Johnny Smith D'Angelico New Yorker, which went for $2.5 million. Holy moly. Good grief.
What like the price difference though between those is what? $5,000?
Yeah, probably so.
If you were going to sell that L5 right there, you would probably sell it for around $10,000, right?
Probably, yeah.
And that and $52.99 for the Eagle Classic, is that that's what they're being sold for everywhere?
That's a manufacturer list price. Go on Reverb, see how much they are. So they can't. What are you doing?
That.
Okay.
Discord. But yeah, so you can maybe get a better deal than that, or what's if someone was calling to buy that?
I'm reluctant to talk about that because there's a reason they put on a manufactured price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so but I can do anything I want. This is America. So so I'd have to talk to you personally.
So that's why we want people to call us when we sell these guitars, because yeah. So if you're interested in that heritage right there, yeah, I would give them a call, because they've been going kind of quick, the last few heritages, the brand new ones.
Yeah, they have. I think I sold 3 of the 575s. Yeah. Which Gibson did Kenny Burrell play? The Super 400. Yeah, Seth Lovers on the 575. This particular 575, I don't want to play it for you, has got a beautiful, beautiful tone, and that's for sale too. It's used, 89. That has shallers, which I like. So what are we going to do? Do we have Wolf coming up?
Yeah, we do. So I'm going to play a quick little video of him playing. If you guys don't know who he is, Wolf is an awesome player, and he's been teaching for an awful long time. But just wanted to show you guys he's going to be at the Jazz Guitar Festival coming up, and we're going to talk all about that. But here's a little clip of him playing, and let me see if I can get this to work for you.
Yeah.
All right, there's a little bit of Wolf playing. Wolf, you got a graphic up there. Oh, there he is. What's going on, buddy?
How are you? Good to see you guys.
Hey, nice to see you. You're a little bit low on volume.
Let me fix it. Just go ahead. Keep talking.
Yeah. So Wolf,
Turn it up to 11.
he loves L5s. He gets a great tone. And what is that, like a 68 or something?
No, this is a 64.
64, okay.
Yes.
So it's got the 1 11/16 nut, right?
Correct.
Yeah, good.
Yeah, I have a 63 and a 64, and they're very different from each other, but they're in the same zone.
Right. Cool. Well,
You can see the 63 back there,
oh yeah,
which
yeah.
interestingly is in much better shape paint-wise and cosmetically, but this one feels more like an old friend.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, I have a 68 that I really love. So it's got the 5/8 nut or whatever, 9/16 or something. But I like that. I'm getting
You know,
really
some
used
of
to
those
that.
are quite manageable, really.
Oh, I love it. I like it better. The older I get and the less my hands can do stuff, it makes it a little easier. But anyway, enough of that.
To Grant Geisman, and he has a 68, I believe.
Oh, does
Grant
he?
Geisman, he played it for many, many years, and he's very happy with it.
Yeah. That's not the one you jumped in the swimming pool with, is it?
No,
You
I think
remember
that
that?
was a Venetian.
You remember that album cover? Oh,
Of
man.
course.
Good grief. Anyway, Wolf is going to join us at the Jazz Guitar Fest, and it's going to be fun, huh? Did you have a good time at the Rocky
Absolutely.
Mountain?
I look forward to it.
Yeah,
It's going to be like Rocky Mountain Mach 2.
that's right. Yeah, Rocky Mountain stepped up, maybe. We'll see.
Stepped up. I love it.
Yeah. So, yeah, it's really, I met Wolf at the Rocky Mountain Festival. Well, I think we talked on the phone once,
I think so. I
Many-
think you're right.
many years ago.
Sure.
But, yeah, so we talked at the festival, and I told him about this. We tried to get him last year, but I forget what happened. But this year we got him.
Yeah. And
Woohoo!
I'm looking forward to it.
So Wolf, Wolf has got all these transcriptions that you do in Vintage Guitar Magazine. You've been doing that for a long time.
Sure.
Yeah. How long you been doing that stuff?
Well, my first transcription ran in a downbeat in 1977.
Wow. What was the
It was
tune?
Pat Martino doing impressions.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
How cool. And so by studying the greats, you've come up with your own style and
Yeah.
your own way of teaching too.
Well, I developed an understanding through transcription that it was a shared language that came from people like Charlie Parker, Dexter Gordon, Dizzy Gillespie, who took the work of people like Lester Young and other players before them, and pianists too, to be fair. And that language constitutes a pool of melodies, ideas, and approaches to harmony, and I call that the jazz language. And I'm not alone in that perception, but I do know that it's been very influential for my students, myself, and for many years I taught at UCLA under Kenny Burrell, and he was insistent that we did teach from that type of perspective rather than an academic theoretical perspective.
Interesting. You get a lot more results that way, huh?
You get nothing but results because it's playing. It's playing and hearing and assimilating the language. It's basically in 3 stages. Acquisition, you transcribe something, you acquire an idea. Assimilation, you practice it until it is second nature. And then once you practice it and it's second nature, you can innovate. So innovation would be the third step. Acquisition, assimilation, innovation. And from that, you can create any kind of improvisation. Blues guitarists have been doing that for years.
Right.
Taking the T-Bone Walker, B.B. King, Freddie King, Buddy Guy, and they still to this day use a common language. So very much like what I would call the bebop language.
Right. Right on. That's, do you find it's necessary that a student be able to theoretically analyze what they're playing?
I would recommend they do that without the guitar in their hands.
Yeah.
Because blackboard music and fretboard music are 2 different things. And if you want to connect with the instrument like Joe Pass, Wes Montgomery, you need to put the theory aside and strictly play the instrument and listen. Lots of listening, lots of preparation, lots of working fingerings out, lots of accumulating ideas and repurposing, playing tunes, lots of tunes, finding the commonalities. What's the commonality between Cherokee and Green Dolphin Street? There are commonalities. What's the commonality between Green Dolphin Street and Monte de Carnaval? There are commonalities. So
Right.
you'd find that, even though they're very different feels, there may be different configurations within the chord progressions, but the language seems to permeate all of it. That's why in my course, I strictly work with the language and transcriptions, and I will be definitely teaching from my course, which is pretty new still, only been out about a year.
Nice. Yeah, and you're
It's basically this course here, and
Oh,
I
cool.
use it as a basis for my teaching a lot, because it's the accumulation of what went on with my teaching, as well as the development of transcriptions. And to my delight, both Pat Martino and Kenny Burrell wrote very nice endorsements after looking at the material.
Oh, wow.
So and Kenny wrote the foreword for the book. So I was very happy to have that participation of two of my heroes, absolute, to me, the top of the line guitar players, become involved in it to that extent.
Right. That's cool. I mean, that says it right there, doesn't it?
Well, I hope so. I mean, they understand, especially Kenny, because we worked together for many years side by side at UCLA in the jazz department.
Mm-hmm.
And he insisted, like as I told you, that the music be the focal point rather than the theoretical aspects. So he understood how that worked with because he was a fellow who worked directly from the language from the beginning himself.
Right.
That it made sense for him. Like me, he went to classical guitar after he was already a formed guitar player. Having studied at Wayne University, instead of going to New York in the 50s, he had decided to take a few years off and study classical guitar, and therefore classical theory and composition, musicianship, and things like that. And I think it enriched and informed his playing. So he understood the boundaries, though. The boundaries between teaching and how to play and teaching on what some of the elements are. Or as Pat would say, the components of what we hope will become music.
That's cool. That's really nice. Boy, that book, you are going to take excerpts out of that book for the Jazz Fest. Is that right?
That's right.
Yeah.
I have several excerpts that are going to be in a nice little booklet from Hal Leonard, be prepared for this clinic, and it will be actual excerpts of pages that are in there demonstrating some of the basic concepts, chordal concepts, linear concepts, improvisation concepts, substitution concepts, those types of things, but all backed up by transcriptions. Like if I talk about transcribing, or should I say, substituting chord progressions, I would use a transcription from Wes Montgomery to show how he might use his form of minor conversion. Or similar with Pat, or similar with Coltrane, who also used a very common approach of minorizing.
Minorizing. I like that.
Yes.
Minorizing. Huh. Well, that's cool.
In other words, turning things that are not necessarily strict minor into a minor continuum, so a dominant can be played from a minor perspective. Lines that are minor in character can be moved into the dominant seventh or major seventh, or minor 7 flat 5, or any of those other tonalities, shall we say. Wow.
That'll be worth its weight in gold just to learn about that. I better go to your class.
Look, I look at it as I've been given kind of a lucky, tremendously gratifying journey through life, having seen Joe Pass and worked with Joe Pass, having been able to study with George Van Epson, Johnny Smith, Herb Ellis, Howard Roberts, finally Pat, and then working with Kenny, getting to know Hank Garland. These kind of people are just, I pass on their wisdom through what I've learned, and also through transcribing and working with their music. And people like Jimmy Heath and Benny Golson are also included, because those are people I also talked with, and their wisdom is no less valid for a guitar player.
Yeah, Jimmy Heath is quite a character.
Oh yeah. Well, he talked a lot about how he and Train practiced together.
Oh, really?
And that was very interesting to me.
Boy, he came to a clinic that I was attending, and he's such a little guy and gets such a monstrous big tone. Boy, when you hear him play, it's like, oh my gosh, what a huge sound. Yeah,
that's quite a family.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
They're all powerful musicians.
Yeah, that's cool.
And so, Wolf, you're planning on bringing plenty of books and materials to the to the festival, correct?
I'll actually bring some books, the full copies of the books, not just the excerpts. The excerpts will be given at the clinic, brochures, about a 20-page brochure that will be excerpts. But I'll also have copies of the book there. A lot of folks like to have them autographed with a personal signature and a little message of inspiration. So I'm happy to do that. That's what I did at Rocky Mountain, and unfortunately I ran out after 5. I should have had 50 there, but you know how it is.
Yeah.
It's you think I should have thought bigger.
Yeah.
Put it that way. But anyway, so I learned my lesson, and I'm not going to repeat it this time.
That a boy.
I'm going to bring an ample supply so that any folks who would like it, probably at least maybe 20 or so.
Well, this time you'll be driving, so.
That's true.
Yeah,
That's
it makes
true.
it a little easier. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they just shipped it directly from Hal Leonard. I mean, I
Oh,
never
they
really
did?
drove it anywhere. I just have Hal Leonard's great publisher. I would always, another element of being grateful is I've worked with them since 88.
Wow.
Coming up through the ranks, doing their rock books and their blues books, and finally, about 1998, they cut me loose and allowed me to do my favorite jazz books. So I ended up doing Wes Montgomery and George Benson and Grant Green and Barney Kessel and Pat Martino and Wes Montgomery and Joe Pass, Charlie Christian.
Out
and a
of
couple
all
of
those
others.
guys, is there one that you gravitate to more than others?
I would say Wes Montgomery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we're working, well, maybe I shouldn't say this. His son might be there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is that Robert?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
I met him at NAMM.
Yeah. Nice guy. Hey,
Very nice man.
Hank Garland? You met
Yes.
Hank Garland?
We worked together. I didn't meet him because he lived back east, but we worked together on a video kind of documentary / interactive chat for Microsoft back in 1999. It was
Really?
with a company called Riff Interactive, and it's still available. I think if you Googled it, you'd find it. I think it's still online. It's basically, it was real interesting. We had Hank on the line, and through his brother, he spoke and answered questions of people who were chatting with Hank Garland. And as he chatted, we could hear sound clips, there'd be photos, there'd be transcribed music, all
Wow.
happening in real time with Hank there talking back to the audience.
Yeah.
We did several of those. We called them interactive chats, but they were very high tech for the time. Certainly, I don't know if anyone's even done anything like that since. To be honest with you,
Huh.
a lot of multimedia content flying by, and then the presence of Hank Garland himself.
Yeah, that's amazing
Yeah.
right there. My
Yeah.
gosh.
And we got to be very good friends, and I sent him a copy of my Best of Jazz Guitar book when it was first out. I had done his piece on All the Things You Are,
Uh-huh.
which is a kind of famous version, guitar version. And he liked it so much that he gave me an endorsement on the back of the book.
Wow.
So that was called Best of Jazz Guitar.
Wow.
I also had Johnny Smith, Pat, Herb Ellis, who else? There's a couple of other folks on there. Henry Johnson, Jimmy Bruno. I'm forgetting somebody, but forgive me for that. I guess it was Hank.
Yeah. Wow.
So anyway, that kind of got me excited about doing the jazz stuff in the same way that I had done many of the books on people like Van Halen or Aerosmith or any of these groups that the Doors or the Beatles or the Stones. I had done books on them with the CDs, playing their music.
Right.
So it could be a stereo split. But it was very exciting to do it with the jazz stuff because that's really close to my heart.
Yeah. Got it.
Jazz and blues to me are like where I live.
Right. Yeah.
That nexus connects to me. To me, rock comes off of the blues, and so does jazz.
Right. Right. Were you ever into the studio scene, or?
Yeah.
Because
For a
that's
couple of years, I was doing a lot of freelancing. I got on some good dates. I got on some film dates. I hooked up with a company in Hollywood where everything was going on. It was either Hollywood or the Valley, a publishing company, and I became their in-house guy that would do their charts and then put together the band to go in the studio and do their publishing demos.
Oh, I did.
Which is real good, consistent work. Because the other kind of work you kind of wait for. I mean, the real good stuff is taken up by guys who've been there forever.
Right. Yeah.
And so I was just coming off the road with a band that I was touring with, and started to make studio connections. And after a couple of years, it led right to me doing Starlicks. So I became their musical director, and from then on, it was all educational stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah.
How many? I think I saw a Facebook with you and Steve Travata, and you guys were saying between the two of us, we got over I don't know how many, 200.
It could be very well be. I lost track of my books, around 65 or 70.
So
they go in and out of print sometimes. You forget about them.
Yeah, that's quite prolific. Holy.
Because they go back to me doing, like, I guess 1983 or something is when I did my first transcription book for Cherry Lane. And that was like, that's serious publication. That's like a hard copy of something you would actually buy in a music store.
Right.
Rather than the kind of mail order things that people were doing. So I was very lucky to get involved right away with top publishers. It was Cherry Lane and then Hal Leonard.
Yeah. Cherry Lane was big. Are they still around?
Yeah, they got absorbed into the Hal Leonard family.
Yeah.
So their books on Metallica and stuff like that, and Guns N' Roses, they're still available, but they're just being distributed now by Hal Leonard.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
When we first started out, we said, they got Michael Schenker, they got Ozzy Osbourne, and they got Guns N' Roses, and Hal Leonard's got everybody else.
Yeah.
Because they had Elvis and the Beatles and the Rolling Stones and the Doors and Wes Montgomery and Barney Kessel. It just goes on and on.
Yeah. Wow, you certainly have a history. That really will be exciting for our attendees to hang out with you.
I hope so. I really look forward to sharing information and just experiences with guitar players, because, like I say, it kind of feels like a duty that's befallen me in a happy way. Not that I would ever resent that duty. What I'm getting at is just that I take it very seriously, that there's a reason I got to work with these people. Mm-hmm. And hopefully some of it is to pass their wisdom on to a generation that never got to know them that way.
Right. That's awesome.
I've had very informal times hanging out all day with Joe Pass at his house, at the swimming pool of all things. So, stuff like that. Johnny Smith, I think Pat Kelly's coming to your clinic too, right? To your festival?
Pat.
He and I went to the same Johnny Smith clinic.
Oh, did you?
When we were both youngsters.
Yeah.
First learning about jazz guitar.
Right.
Johnny had just made a book called Johnny Smith Approach to Guitar.
Mm-hmm.
And he had done a week of clinics in Denver. And both of us were at that clinic. We didn't know each other at the time, but we were both there. I was probably like teenagers still.
Yeah, right. Well, you know what we're going to have at the fest is you'll have your own table or a portion of a table that you can hang out there as long as you want. It'll be like a home base, so you've got your materials there, and you know what I mean. So it's all right there, and you can.
Well, thank you.
Yeah. We want to do that. So, in between things, you always got a place to go to and have a seat, and people come around and talk to you, whatever.
Nice.
Get your picture taken with Santa Claus.
I'll bring a little amp, too, so that I can, very informal, lightweight playing, not loud, in other words.
Sure. Yeah, most jazz guys don't play loud. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. So
what is it? Because it's the music of fear, right?
Yeah. You don't want to screw it up. Yeah, so that's funny. And by the way, you guys out there, if you decide to come to the Jazz Fest and it's because Wolf is there, Marshall, use the coupon code Marshall. And that way we'll know it came from Wolf. And he'll get credit, and you'll get a discount on the fare to get in. So,
nice.
Yeah, make sure you use that. So, Wolf, anybody that wants to come, make sure you tell them to use your last name in the coupon code.
I have actually mentioned that to a couple of folks who have expressed that they would like to come. So thanks for offering that.
Yeah, so you're in San Diego or Carlsbad
Correct.
or something, right?
That's right. That's North County, San Diego.
Yeah, so you're not far, not too far from Buellton.
Right. Yeah, so you've been obviously in the scene for a long time there, Wolf, going to events similar to this sort of thing. What, why is this kind of thing important for guys to attend? Do you see a lot of guys learning at events like this? Is it just for pure enjoyment?
Sure.
What's your kind of experience at these types of events?
Well, it depends on how you process what you get out of it. I mean, you can process it on a very superficial level and still get something valuable. But if you go deep and really get in with the players and, talk to Bruce Foreman, talk to Pat Kelly, or talk to whoever is there and get some insights, those insights are beyond valuable. They're invaluable. You can't even put a price on them. So those kinds of things are what I think being simply in the milieu is all about, is having that access that you normally would never have at a club gig, or if you were doing a festival where you were just playing and not interacting, walking down the halls and talking to people. You just go right on stage and play and then you're gone. You don't get a chance to interact with people doing that other than whoever's backstage. But my point is you'll get a chance to do that for several days.
Yeah.
I found at Rocky Mountain, everyone was very accessible. You can walk up and talk to Ted Ludwig or Jimmy Bruno or whoever, Bruce or Wayne Goines. I think Wayne's also coming to this, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's the beauty of this thing, accessibility.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I wanted to ask you,
Sure.
when you're playing, I know this might sound weird to you, but maybe not. When you talk about the jazz vocabulary, do you find that you're reorganizing things you already know, or are you trying to play things that you've learned and integrated it into your fingers, and you know what I mean?
Well, could you be a little bit more explicit?
In other words, let's say you learn a 2-5-1 lick.
Right.
Do you concentrate on learning to play that 2-5 lick in a playing situation, or do you kind of extrapolate the essence of it and just kind of riff off it or something,
Well, I don't know if actually riffing off a 2-5-1 is going to have the same value as, say, a modal line, where there's more openness implied in its application. A 2-5-1 is sort of specific to generating motion into a point of resolution. And the 2-5-1 melody can become a thematic idea, and that idea, of course, can be transferred to many, many chord voicings. For example, a D minor 9 chord could also be some form of a B minor 7 flat 5 and therefore head to E7. But sometimes D minor is also G7 or 13, and sometimes it's an F major 7 with a sharp 11. It's a more static modal sound. So it really just depends. I think what excites me the most about using the language is I'm always amazed how you can play almost any note in the pitch collection and it still contains a melodic essence. And that essence is like just having the right words. You can almost put them in different combinations and still you're saying something. So that to me is the value of learning vocabulary and therefore treating it like a conduit for communication rather than exercises per se. Although exercises are involved in that assimilation phase where you have to have enough time with the instrument in order to put it into your ear, and so you can think faster than the speed of sound. Or you can play faster than the speed of thought. Let's put it that way too.
Yeah.
So that's a Howard Roberts thing.
Oh.
But we practice so slow that we are able to play faster than the speed of thought, was the way he expressed it.
Well, that's interesting. By the way,
he would do that constantly, and also learn how to do retrograde inversions of melodies, or various permutations, even something as simple as moving a D minor line up to F minor and using that as a G7 altered chord would be a great thing to have. For instance, if you took D minor 7 and then you moved it up to F minor 7, but treated that as if it's this kind of a G7. It has a nice movement.
Yeah.
Right? So on and so forth. You would have the ability to manipulate that line from its F minorness into a C majorness.
Nice. Yeah.
And that, to me, that's what it's all about. The sound of this, of not a scale, but a pitch collection that yields language.
Got it.
That's why in my course I will be teaching the four, what I consider after many years of transcribing and analyzing transcriptions, the four essential elements, which are the hexatonic, the bebop scales, the melodic and harmonic minors. Almost everything can be, in addition to, of course, the do, re, mi major scale and pentatonic. You know, those we put aside because everybody knows a do, re, mi. You know, that's what you learn with basic music training, the basic diatonic scale, 7 notes, you know. But then you would learn maybe pentatonics or a blues scale from playing Buddy Guy licks. You know, you'd learn your... you learn those kind of lines just from that language, and then you realize, well, you can actually play... that your B.B. King can go into your Charlie Parker.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. As long as you see it all as being C7 or G minor, you know, there's things to draw from C7, and there's things to draw from G minor, and they're kind of like parallel streams, and sometimes they cross over each other and they get into the same river, so to speak, these tributaries. And that's a very valid concept because it allows you to think in simpler sounds as far as a basis, but use it in many applications that are far more sophisticated. And still retain a melodic continuity. So in other words, you're not creating a false artificial scale just to favor certain theoretical notes. You're actually using a melody and moving it around.
Right.
Like thematic development. Even if it's just nothing but moving it to a new stage of a sequence, or if you're actually changing it slightly. Because, you know, when you play, let's say, Green Dolphin Street, you might play and then make it minorized, you know, which could be this as well. Could be that chord, or it could be this chord. Could be both of them, you know, or together. It could be a form of a different kind of chord, too. It could be a B7. Say that could be a B7 highly altered. It could be many, many things based on that melody. That melody can assume many guises. And that's the language payoff. That's what you get from studying the language, is you have the, what I would call the essential melodies. Not all of them, because some of them have still yet to be ever written down. But you can hear them, and if you go to a trained solo or something, you know, say something you play like Bemsha's Swing or something from the Atlantic years, he's doing so many unusual resolutions and extensions that he's almost transcending the chord progression. When you hear him play, you sometimes can't imagine exactly which matrix he's playing through.
Yeah.
Is it the Giant Steps matrix, or is it the one that came later in the out period, or is it some of the bebop convoluted lines that he was doing with people like Tad Dameron? So you don't really know until you see what's happening, how it's being manipulated, and how it's changing to suit that particular environment. It's like saying something in a different room, you know, or from a different angle of the room, or like rearranging the furniture in a room. It's still the same furniture, just in a different place.
Right. Gotcha.
Your voice might be coming from a different part of the room.
Yeah.
You get where I'm coming? I know it's a little bit esoteric, but that's what I'm getting at, is that you have this sense that when you use the language, almost nothing you can do is wrong unless you willfully play it wrong. But it's going to work in so many ways. You know, a G minor can be an E minor 7 flat 5, can be a B flat major, can be a C7. It's just, you know,
Depending on
it
how you
creates
use
these
it.
subfamilies, not to even mention their alteration forms.
Right.
So, you know, but still the same melody underneath it. That's the beauty of it.
Right.
With slight decorations, maybe. Slight approach notes might be different. Those are such subtleties that you almost can't define them. They have to be played in different ways to see how the central idea is developed, like a Mozart theme developed in a symphony, fragmented, recombined, maybe compressed, augmentated, maybe diminuted, so that it changes. Maybe parts of the notes are inverted. Some of the intervals are kept. Those kind of things, you know. A lot of that stuff is stuff I talked about with Pat, because when I got together with Pat Martino for the first time, I thought it'd be like hanging with a jazz cat. And all he wanted to know about was the stuff I was studying at the time in college about the modern composers like Elliott Carter or Karlheinz Stockhausen or Xenakis or Berio or Ligeti or even Schoenberg and Webern. Those kind of things is stuff we talked about. He said, we could talk about that, Wolf, or we could talk about the changes to the Rhodes song.
Yeah. Well, I think people are in for a treat to hang out with you and to go attend your class. So, again, I really look forward to having you around. I hope we get a chance to play together.
I hope so, too. That would be great.
Yeah. Wes, do you have anything else you'd like to ask Wolf?
Just one question here from a viewer.
Sure.
Tom asked a question for Wolf. Can you explain exactly how you go about transcribing? Do you slow the solo down? Do you handwrite? Do you use software?
Yeah, I still use handwriting in pencil, and I have many books. Have you seen those blank real books that they sell, staff paper in the real book format?
Oh, no.
Oh, they're like blank real books.
Okay.
But they have the spacing of the real book. It's just open manuscript. I have 4 of those things filled with transcriptions. It's about yay thick. So I would go in pencil, and I would do, let's say I was doing John Coltrane's Surrey with the fringe on top. It's one of the last things I did. One of the things he did with Miles Davis in 57, I think, or 56, was Surrey with the fringe on top. I love the solo in that. Anyway, I would record it onto a slow motion device called Transcribe. It's software. I'd record it I'd probably take the CD and drop it into my computer as a file, then pop that file into Transcribe, and that allows me to create loop points. It allows me to listen to it slowly, because while I can play the melody, the rhythms
Right.
you have to count, and that's where slowing down is necessary.
Yeah.
You can get the gist, but sometimes there are like melodic variations that are so subtle you need to slow them down to see, is that really a half step, or am I imagining it? It's maybe not even there. Maybe it's a ghost note. You have to listen subtly for those types of things. And so the process is using pencil, paper, transcribing, using a slow motion. I use Transcribe, but some people use Slow Gold or Amazing Slow Downer. It just depends. There's many good ones. Mimi Copy for phones. I have that on my iPhone. They don't have Transcribe for iPhones. And then just going over it. And as I do it, I try to work out, if it's a saxophone line like a Coltrane line, I'll try to work out a provisional fingering so that I can play it for myself. I'm not interested in melodic dictation. I'm interested in the eventual playing of that phrase.
Wow.
It's not an exercise in dictation for me.
Yeah.
It's instead a way of acquiring information that I will then turn into this, matrix of assimilation.
Right.
And then that becomes hopefully an innovation. Maybe my Coltrane line from Surrey the Fringe Top will end up in Killer Joe. That kind of thing.
Right.
So yeah, but it's very simple, and to this day I still turn my stuff into the publisher in pencil. They have editors, and they go through everything and edit this and put it into the software notation programs like Sibelius or something along those lines.
Oh, that's nice. So you don't have to do that. That's great.
I still do some of it right now because I do actually generate a lot of material for my private students, and I like to have it in a PDF from the Sibelius. So I will take the pencil, and if there's like a particular solo, like I think I had done a solo a while back, I hear a Rhapsody from Coltrane, and I put it into the software from my pencil.
Nice.
Because it wasn't meant to be published; it was just meant to be shared with my private students.
Gotcha.
As a way to figure out improvisation and how you might take saxophone lines of Coltrane over tonality, over the tonal sense, and then combine it with ways that you could play it on the guitar. So I had to create tab for that, obviously.
Right.
Because I never transcribe anything and put it in tab. I always work with notation.
Yeah.
Tab always comes
Notation
later.
tells the story.
Yeah.
Hey, somebody asked, do you still have Howard Roberts' guitar?
Absolutely. It's an heirloom.
Yeah.
You know, we got to be very close, and we were
It's a
doing a
piece of
project
history.
just before he passed on. And I can tell you a brief version of that story. We were going to do an online school before there was an internet. He thought there was a way you could hook up computers in 1990. And
Wow.
the internet really didn't become a thing until about 1995.
Right.
And he had died in 92. So anyway, my point is that we were talking in the winter of 1990 about creating an online school where computers could be hooked up. He already, he was a scientist. I don't know if
he
you knew
was.
Howard at all, but he'd rather read Scientific American than Downbeat.
Yeah.
He's that kind of guy.
Yeah.
And so his mind was always like in the future. Anyway, when we got to be quite close, we were doing this school thing. He knew I was into that type of publishing as well and studying, and we got to know each other quite well. And we had a lot of conversations. I would ask him about that black guitar now, and they said, I haven't seen that in years. And shortly after he passed, it was a real hard time for everybody who knew him, but I got a call out of the blue from his wonderful wife, Patty, and she said, Howard wanted you to have this guitar.
Wow. That's
So
cool.
It was like, and it's interesting. That I got an album way back called Color Him Funky. And I tried to identify the tip of that guitar. It's a little tiny black and white shot on the vinyl album cover. I could not figure out what it is. I went through every guitar catalog I could find. There was nothing that looked like that guitar. Then I looked at different Gibson catalogs because it looked like a Gibson, nothing. I bought the Howard Roberts Guitar Method. It was called the Howard Roberts Guitar Book. Had it on the cover. No name on the headstock. Pictures inside, no name on the headstock. And Howard finally revealed that it was at one point an ES-150 that previously belonged to Herb Ellis.
Oh, really? Yeah.
So it was Herb's first real guitar. It was a Charlie Christian model, non-cutaway. And then the cutaways were added. It was painted black. It was thinned out. The new neck was put on.
Yeah. That's
and
crazy.
It was pretty wild. Well, it went through a lot of modifications, but it's probably the guitar he played the most. Certainly the guitar he played jazz on the most.
Wow. Well, Wolf, I want to thank you for joining us and offering your insights. And this is really going to be fun. I'm really pleased to have you there.
It's my pleasure, Rich. It's my pleasure. I look forward to it myself. So that's in February, starting what date?
The 28th.
28th through March 1st, right?
March 1st and 2nd.
March 1st and 2nd. Great.
Yeah,
So
so
let's
Friday
spread that
night,
far and
Saturday,
wide.
and Sunday. Yeah,
Yes. Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
yeah. Okay, well,
I certainly look forward to it.
thank you again, Wolf. And
My absolute pleasure being with you, and thanks, Wes, for all
Yeah.
your help.
No problem.
And you guys just keep on keeping on.
Absolutely appreciate it, Wolf.
okay, we'll talk to you
All right, have a
later.
great
Thank
day.
you. All right,
Talk to you later.
all right. Bye
Ciao.
bye.
Bye.
Wow. Boy, he is very knowledgeable, isn't he? So I think everybody's going to really get a lot out of hanging out with Wolf. And like he said, he is very accessible. When I saw him at the Rocky Mountain Festival, he was talking to everybody. So, and he's a nice guy, just all around nice guy. So don't be afraid to talk to him. I don't know what you're going to say, but don't be afraid to talk to him. Anyway. Well, Wes, we're getting close to the end here. I do have a tune that I wanted to play on this guitar. And this particular one is a 575, and it's a used one. I'm selling it for somebody, and it's in gorgeous, gorgeous shape. It's got a little bit of, what do you call it? Worming from a belt buckle, but that's very hard to see in the back. Whoops, getting hung up here. But that's about the only blemish on this thing. Look at how pretty this guitar is. So solid maple sides and back, mahogany neck. Oversized headstock. It's 2.5 inches deep. So it's a little thinner. This is a 24 3/4 inch scale length, rosewood fretboard, 1 11/16 nut, Scheller pickups. Anyway, so this guitar, no fret wear, and it's an 89, so it needs somebody to play the hell out of it. So anyway, I'm going to play a tune.
How much are you asking for that? You're trying to sell it for someone, right? Do you have a price on it, or?
Yeah. It's on the website.
No, it's not, actually.
Oh, it's not? I thought you took pictures of it.
No.
Okay. It's around 31, something like that. Yeah.
Oh, it is on the website. Yeah, you're right. This one, right?
Yeah. Oh, $29.95.
There you go. Just save you guys some money. Yeah, and again, this one also comes with a subscription to the library for sure. It is a killer guitar for sure.
Yeah, I like the scale length, and I like the way this feels. It's not as big as these other guys, but and it's got just a beautiful tone. One of my students came to camp, Eddie Davis, who's on the chat. He had a Heritage it was one of the first Heritages I heard, and I thought, God, Eddie, that guitar just sounds great. And so that goes back a long time ago. And then I got with Heritage through David Becker. And the rest is history. I love the guitars. All right, so any other questions about this, Wes? What do you think? It's got the maple pick guard. It's not going to gas off. Rosewood bridge. Now, it doesn't have the H on here. They stopped putting it on because a lot of times it fell off. So they just started making them without the H. So let me play a tune. I love this Christmas song.
Do you know what pickups are in that?
Schaller.
Got it. WC Ray was asking about that. Yeah, that sounds good.
And it's a pretty sounding guitar. Anyway, I saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus on the library. Lots of guitar arrangements of Christmas songs.
Yeah, and like we were saying, if you haven't got the free Christmas lesson, you can go on to guitarcollege.com/free lesson and get that. Try it out. It's fun. People have been saying they've been having a good time with it, for sure.
Yeah. You know, one thing I wanted to mention, I had one of these made for me. And I had a ebony fretboard, a 5-piece neck put on, and tudobatic. When I compare it to this, I noticed that this is much warmer. I have a lot of hard surfaces on that other guitar, and so it bites a little more. This is a little warmer. So anyway, if you're interested in this or have any other questions, just give me a call.
So it's, obviously it's 35 years old. Mm-hmm. Is there an advantage to that?
Yeah,
I mean, because we've sold the last 3 we sold have been brand new, and then this one comes along and it's 35 years old.
They're making them the same way, different colors and what have you. Somebody might argue, well, it's the wood is aged more, but they use aged wood to begin with, so I don't know how much more it's going to matter.
Right. Yeah, I mean, what do you think this one's going to go quick? The 2000, what was that? 2008 was that H550 that we had,
right? Mm-hmm.
And that one went pretty quick, and they were about the same price, right?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, if you guys, hard to find something like this for under 3, which that was here's the 2008.
Not in this, in this condition. It's
right.
Great.
Yeah, so yeah, if you're interested in that, like you said, there's that little buckle. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, I think that might. No, I wasn't talking about that. That's a little blemish. The buckle is on the back. Oh. It's not even buckle.
Yeah, you couldn't even really notice that.
You can't even see it.
Right. I mean, I couldn't. Yeah, it has that nice pick guard. Let's see if we can get a shot of the back. There you go. So yeah, it's really kind of hard to see on the back, but that's a beautiful piece of wood, whatever.
Yeah, it is. Solid maple.
Yep.
And I love that solid maple sound. So
yeah, if you definitely check out our site, guitarcollege.com/for-sale, and you can give us a call if you're interested. This thing, I have a feeling, is going to go quick, though, for around $3 grand.
Hey, Wes, before we go, why don't you tell them about who is lined up for the Jazz Fest?
Okay. So we have... what do you... we have Bruce Foreman, Tim Lurch, as you heard, Wolf Marshall was on the show, Beth Marlis, John Stoll, Sean McGowan, David Becker, Greg Wachala, Wayne Goins, Mike Dana, Pat Kelly, Ricardo Grilli, Donovan Rates, Adam Levine, Jim Fox, Brad Rebution, Nate Lopez, and we're hopefully going to add a couple more. We're hoping that Mark Whitfield is going to join us with D'Angelico and bring some of the D'Angelico stock. So we're working on that, and got a couple of other names to finalize. So we're going to start hopefully working on the concert schedules and stuff coming up soon. Again, if you haven't got your tickets yet, you can get them at jazzguitarfest.com. And it is tickets are starting to pick up, so you have until December 1st to get our early bird discount. You're gonna be able to save about $50 if you buy them between now and December 1st. Yeah, so get over there to jazzguitarfest.com And yeah, if you are gonna go, well, if you're gonna go, then make sure you use to get a hotel room. You click here and get our group rate, our $189 a night rate, which is awesome. It's a beautiful hotel. It's gonna be really cool. So I think you guys are gonna dig it, and yeah, it's just gonna be a cool spot.
Yeah, it is.
Lot to offer over there too. So really cool, and hopefully you guys jump in there and get your tickets when you can.
What is that hum?
I don't know. That's my mic.
Oh.
I need some new stuff back here.
Well, is it coming through those speakers or something?
No. It's this thing vibrating. I need like a sturdier stand or something for this.
Oh, I see. So, I thought I'd play something up on this guitar so we can hear it with a track.
Okay, do it.
Just maybe some bebop. Let's see. What? Okay, here it comes. Okay, so there it is. Little bebop there. Are we offering discount coupons to Pea Soup Andersons? I hope they're in business still. I heard they were selling or something. Great lineup. Wish you could be there. Well, you guys, Mike Murray. Hey, nice to see you again, Mike. Thanks for joining us.
Yeah, all right. So you want to wrap this up, or what are you doing?
I say let's wrap it up.
Okay, do it.
So, again, we're on Wednesday today only because Wes he's going to be filming Surfers. And I hope the weather's good for you, Wes.
It's been great the last few days.
Has it?
Sure. Yeah.
So is it in Pismo or Morro Bay?
Pismo.
Pismo, nice.
Yeah, it's way warmer there than it is here, for sure.
Really?
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Wow. Well, anyway, but we'll be back then next Thursday for a brand new show. Maybe we'll get another interview with somebody. And again, thanks to Wolf Marshall for making it a special show, and I really look forward to hanging with him. All right, guys. Hi, Jimmy Roth.